Hey everybody, it's Meso.
And James, Mr. Sunday Moving.
We're doing Caravan of Garbage.
It's good to be back doing Caravan of Garbage,
It's good to be back doing one that is total garbage, that is genuinely bad.
And it's also us returning to a Star Wars TV series that we previously looked at, and this episode is somehow worse and more
Absolutely.
and more boring.
And I feel like we were both subjected. I felt I was subjected to it. And so I'm like, James, you got to watch this one as well. Because you were like, hey, you should watch this because it's got a guy in it called Jan and Solo's about a guy called Han.
Exactly.
And that's the link, apparently.
No. When we did the last one, there was a character that was very similar to that of Rey.
Yes.
And we kind of had this theory that, hey, they seem to be stealing stuff or borrowing stuff from droids and then putting it into the more modern movies. And this episode definitely has a bit of that. But this time around, I thought we need a Han parallel. So first of all, got a few things. His name's Jan.
Is it Jan or Jan?
Might be Jan.
Could be Jan.
But also some people call Han Solo Han. So, you know, it's all up in the air.
Absolutely.
There's also, he wears a vest.
He's got great hair. He doesn't get enough screen time. Instead, it's given to a bunch of garbage droids.
That's right.
It's also a common factor with Han Solo.
And also, there's a rare and expensive explosive item, which ties into the new movie somehow, Mason.
Does it?
Very
Okay.
much so.
So we're doing Droids. This is
Yes.
episode 5, season 1 of Droids. They spend the series like trying to find different masters so they can perform their droidly duties, right?
Yeah.
And so in this one, so it's C-3PO and R2-D2, a droid you love and a droid you tolerate. Which is which, who knows? They arrive at the planet Tynes Hawkey.
It looks like just another
Looks
desert
Tatooine.
planet. Are they all Tatooine? I mean, we've only seen 2.
Maybe they just drew the background boards and they're like, we don't want to draw another planet, so it's just going to be desert from now on. Anyway, they're like, oh, it's time to get a new master. We'll be doing what we've always wanted to do. And then they basically just dish pigs and waiters at a diner.
At a diner.
A diner called Dudnik's Cafe. And the proprietor of Dudnik's Cafe is Dudnik, who is Dexter Jetster.
Yeah, I mean, he's mean Dexter Jetster.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not... What colour's Dexter? Greyish?
Yeah.
He's not greyish.
He might be purple.
But that's the thing. He's a weird, giant, mean, four-armed guy.
And I think we also mentioned this last time. There's so much stuff in the Star Wars universe. You're bound to repeat at some point.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway.
Well, anyway, they're just waiting tables at this place.
But mostly just dropping soup on people.
Almost this show, and it was less so in the first episode we watched, but this episode in particular... It's just people falling over things. Like, that's the humour of this episode. It's just an endless array of people just falling over. They're tripping over their own feet. They're tripping over droids' feet. And that's the punchline every time, followed by a little bit of incidental music that's like, wah, 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 wah. So anyway, they get fired almost immediately.
Yeah.
So you think, well, that's the end of what's happening at this cafe.
You wouldn't fire a droid. You'd just sell them or rip the parts out of them,
turn them into a dishwasher.
Yeah.
You're not paying them either.
You could just... Exactly.
But he didn't do any of these things. He fired them. So they go off to sell themselves. But in the meantime, at the back of the cafe, there's a weird Mad Max reject kind of guy.
Can we call him Cyclops Grindley?
We can call him Cyclops Grindley.
Because he looks like Hoggus Grindley from Captain Planet with a Cyclops visor.
His real name is Solag Den, but we're going to call him Cyclops Grimley. Right. But he's like the local crime boss who does all his business in a cafe. He's like, if you've ever been you walk into a food court and you see a job interview taking place, that's the level of crime boss he is. Just like, so you got your resume there? Okay. Did you want a milkshake or a donut or something? He's in there up the back. A bounty hunter shows up called Kleb Zelek. There's too many names.
God, okay.
I know. And he offers him 40,000 keshels.
So it's not credits.
It's keshels.
It sounds like a Rick and Morty thing.
Doesn't it,
Like
though?
a made-up currency.
Yeah.
It's all made up. But...
Or a pop star.
Or a pop star, yeah.
But 40,000 keshes.
That's good, probably.
Yeah, it's heaps. To find a guy before IG-88 finds the guy.
And I'm thinking... I can't wait to see IG-88
I wonder what he looks like in animation. I wonder what cool blaster he's got. Spoiler alert, he's not in it at all, even for a second. He's mentioned a lot. Cyclops Grimley's like, okay, I'll find him. Even though I'm a crime boss, I also...
Do my own legwork, I guess?
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway...
Well, he's got a henchman. He's got
he's
one
got a henchman. Yeah.
henchman.
Then the droids go to an auction block.
They take themselves there.
Yeah, they just march themselves to an auction block and then just auction. Again, they like, we're going to sell ourselves. But like, again, what's stopping somebody going... Yep, I'll buy those too. Okay, where's my power drill? I'm going to take them apart and then I'll crush their brains and then I'll recycle their parts for plumbing.
Yeah.
Nothing, right? But they're idiots, so whatever. So then they get purchased by the hero of the piece, Jan Tosh.
Yeah,
The beautiful vest-wearing Jan Tosh.
Very similar to Han Solo.
And then he also buys an android, a work android.
Yeah.
I mean, I was definitely like, well, there's something up with this weird silent android. Anyway, so the bad guys show up, the bounty hunter and the big dumbass guy show up, and they're like, you know what, the android, it's just the guy. It's the guy who's got a mask on. So they get the Jan and the droids get on a big old General Grievous wheel bike.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Maybe the pieces are falling into place here a
That's
little
what I'm
bit.
saying.
It does seem a little... But, I mean, that implies that people are watching this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, sure, yeah.
That Lucasfilm creative types are like, hey, we need some new ideas for these films. There's probably some gold
But
in
the thing
there.
is, a lot of the people that work there, they've all seen this shit. They grew up on it.
I guess so.
Yeah, just because we don't like it because it's crap and we only watch it for money for this show.
Right.
Doesn't mean
mean
that-
some dumbasses couldn't also watch it for much more money.
Yeah,
That's what you're
exactly.
saying? I guess you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they get on a wheel bike.
Yep.
And there's a fun old chase sequence.
Good.
Does anything memorable happen in it?
One of them falls off or something. I don't know.
I bet one of them falls off, yeah. They drive out, they avoid the bad guys, they end up back at the mine that is operated by Jan's uncle, Putch.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's call him Wilford Brimley.
Yeah,
because he
he's
looks
just,
exactly
he's
like
just
him.
Wilford Brimley. He's just an Old West prospector.
That's it.
Played by Wilford Brimley.
And again, he talks about Jan, because he sent him out to get a mining droid, but instead he brought back an android that's not an android, a useless butler robot, and a bin with wheels.
Correct. All the greats.
And he's like, hey, you know, your good nature is going to be the end of you, Han, or whatever your name is.
Right.
Which again, that's what happens to Han Solo. His good nature, sometimes it gets him into a great situation where he helps blow up a Death Star and he gets a medal and he's like, fuck yeah, I'm the best. And other times, he gets murdered.
That's very true.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It is his downfall.
Yeah, no, right?
I think it's important though that Uncle Wilford Brimley, the most important thing about that character is he gets angry and he kicks R2-D2 and then he farts.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
Uh-huh.
I rewound it. It definitely 100% happens.
Huh. Anyway, they quickly discover that the android is this guy, this bounty, this guy, and he's mute and he's an idiot.
Yes.
Evidently. The uncle just sets him to work in the mines.
Yeah, but he's really good at being in the mines.
Yeah, right?
He saves the uncle's life. He lifts some big things.
Yeah. In the meantime, back at Dudnick's, back
Yeah.
at the cafe, the big henchman shows Cyclops Grindley just a sample of the element Nergon.
Yes.
Some of them, which is the most powerful, unstable mineral of them all, because they use it to make proton torpedoes, probably, or something.
Again, there's a very similar story element in Solo, a Star Wars story, now in theaters.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do they call it Nergon?
Yes. No.
Okay, I was gonna say. So like, Grindley's got a mining operation because he's the crime boss, and he's like, look what we found in your mines. We found the Nergon. We
Yeah.
discovered the Nergon, and he's like, great. I'm gonna work my workforce to the bone. Dig up all the Nergon, sell it to the Empire.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
good
an
work.
absolute dog of a bloke, right? Anyway, as luck would have it, Jan and the droids just enter the cafe again with the main man, with the bounty.
Yes.
The dude.
And also, then they're saved by someone called Jessica,
Yeah.
who shows up, who then promptly disappears.
She's in the next episode.
Okay,
Spoilers.
right, okay.
Just so you know, that's what we call a little foreshadowing.
For an episode we'll never watch.
Correct. Why is her name Jessica also?
Good question.
How do they determine like a normal name like Luke, and who gets a wacky name like Dexter Jetster?
George Lucas just going mad over a period of decades.
I guess that's true.
Also, Jessica has a little stun prod,
Yes.
which turns up in The Last Jedi. Rose uses one.
Oh yeah.
That's all I'm saying, Mason. It's all connected. If you think it's not connected, you've lost it, mate.
So anyway, Cyclops Grindley's just like, all right, get him. And then there's a fight. And a lot of people fall over.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's
people
great.
are tripping over everything, right?
It's very funny.
Yeah. Then Grindley gets the upper hand. He captures Jan Solo, the alien dude, the droids. He puts him to work in the mines.
And it turns out that the alien guy is really a prince from his home planet.
Correct.
And that's why that guy is paying 40,000 Skablarklans so he could bring him back and save his people. Yeah.
He's presented with the royal scepter of his royal family.
pretty
and he
good.
immediately gains back his mental faculties and like a sweet scepter that shoots lasers or whatever it does.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. He's the rightful head of the throne. If I remember correctly, he lost his memory thanks to the magic of an evil vizier.
Oh yeah, who we never meet.
We never meet. Well, maybe it's in the next episode, which we'll never watch.
Or a previous episode.
Previous episode, which we'll also never watch. Anyway, they're like, we'll just escape the mines, I guess, because like there's deadly gas
from
being
that,
released in the mines.
Because of that element they unearthed, the rare one that he's going to sell to the Emperor.
The Nergon.
The Nergon. It's poisonous and very explosive, and yet the guy who's a miner who runs, not a miner, he's presumably over 18. But this guy doesn't know that this rare element that he's going to sell can explode?
Yeah, he's blissfully unaware of this. He's just like, well, it must only explode when you put it in a proton torpedo or something.
Yeah.
Why are you in the mining business?
Good question.
That's an occupational health and safety nightmare. If it wasn't also a mob boss that works out of a cafe, he'd be run out of this town.
He has a headquarters as well.
Yeah,
he can do all his mob stuff from a headquarters.
Yeah. Anyway, all the droids, they fight their way past all the mining robots and whatevers.
Pratfalls galore.
There's so many pratfalls.
It's high octane.
And then they break into his office.
Yes.
He's just got an office there, and he's just like, I'm going to abandon you guys. I'm going to leave all of you. I'm going to take my Nergon, and I'm going to escape and make all the money for myself.
As the facility is about to explode.
Exactly, yeah. That's when his henchman turns on him because he realizes that he's going to be out of money. And he's just like, and he's furious. He turns on Grindley. The droids knock out Grindley. They deliver him to the nearest security station.
Yeah.
The cop shop. And then he's just like...
They cut his throat and left him in the desert.
Oh, that'd be so good. And then Mon Julpa, who's the king, the prince.
Oh, yeah.
The missing prince, he's like, oh, so grateful. I'm back, baby. I'm gonna go back to my home planet.
And beat that vizier to death.
Poochie style. I'm gonna go back to my home planet. I've ruined this franchise enough. It's time for me to float up into space.
The guy who's dead in the desert, his mine explodes. And as a result of that, Uncle Wilfred Brimley's mine is revealed to also have that rare element.
That's right.
So he's rich.
He's rich.
Also.
Yep.
And then they all kick each other accidentally or something. And they fall over and...
God, I love slapstick.
And then it's the end, I guess.
How did you feel about this?
It's bad and crap.
Here's the thing, though. It is terrible. Would you recommend people watch it?
No.
But just to see how terrible it is.
No.
I think it's gone all the way... For me, it's gone all the way around in a loop. You should definitely watch it.
Okay.
Just to see how bad this is.
Right. Well,
and then watch the next episode of this to see the return of the king and the return of the great Jessica Mead.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah, right?
What a bad thing.
It's so... I don't understand. But I'm compelled. I kind of want to watch... I kind of hope that people demand we watch another one.
Yeah.
So we have to watch the next one.
We've got to find a parallel to the next Star Wars film.
That's true.
And we'll come back. Yeah, so this is Caravan of Garbage. I hope you...
Didn't kill yourself after you watched this.
We do videos here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. We also have a podcast called The Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows every Monday. You can also find that at thegreatplanetbroadcasting.com.
At thegreatplanetbroadcasting.com.
If you've got something to recommend that you'd like us to look at, a comic or a video game or a book or a TV show or whatever, please do so in the comments.
Drop us a line.
And what did you think of this? Was it any good? Obviously not, but you can have an opinion also, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And hey, you're watching the video version of this, and that's great. But if you want more of this, but without the visuals, there's an extended audio version, and without a vision, links below that you can check out.
If you are the Vision, you could probably watch them both simultaneously.
Yeah, cool.
Using your cybernetic brains.
I mean, you'll definitely kill yourself if you do. But you can.
But what a way to go. Die doing what you love, watching something very bad.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Grab that gym, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.